Hey, hey, dear beloveds. Well, it has been some time since I have been live here, and I, put my makeup on today. It is the school holidays, but I thought I'm going to use this opportunity to speak with you. And it's something that is often in my consciousness. In fact, it is the heart and soul of the work that I do. But I guess it's, there are times where I feel that we are sinking deeper and deeper into the illusion as a collective of spiritual seekers, and I want to do something about that. And of course, Mercury Retrograde is the perfect time for us to start blaming something outside of us as the reason why we are not functioning well, why we can't think clearly, why something outside of us has more authority and power over our life than we do. And of course, this is a great time for me to call bullshit and to invite us to remember what we truly are. So that's what I'm going to do today. Let me just get comfortable. So I use the analogy that comes from Gary Renard, I think from The Disappearance of the Universe, but it could be another one of his books, which is the idea that so much of our spiritual practices and so much of our lives as human beings is simply about moving furniture in a burning building. Hence the title of this live, this Speak Up Thursday. I do not play in burning buildings. I did not come here to play in burning buildings. And let's unpack that. What am I trying to say about that? And how does it relate back to Mercury Retrograde, which, by the way, happens all the freaking time? And I don't know about you, but I have a life and an empire to build. And if every single time Mercury Retrograde comes around, or a planet moves, or the moon's in a different cycle to whatever someone considers to be optimal, whatever man-made system of belief has been applied to the movements of the cosmos, then I would achieve nothing. I literally would have to sit at home all day just in absolute terror that a planet was going to do something that would mean that my attempts to create my life would be thwarted. This is not the way it is. So what is this analogy, Ricky? Moving furniture in a burning building references the idea that when what we're trying to do with our spiritual seeking is to organize the dream that we live in, then we are mad people. Because, for example, if your child was nightmaring and you went into the room to wake them up, you would not wake them up by saying, everything you just saw in your dream is real and everything's going to go to shit. Quick, hurry, run away from the giant spider that was trying to eat you in the dream. That would be insanity and very, very cruel. And yet that's what we are doing all of the time when we are participating in our waking dream, this thing we call reality, which is the furthest thing from reality, and we respond and react to it as though it is real. React being the key word here. What is the truth then, Ricky? Well, the truth is that we are participating in a dream that we have bought into because we drank from the river of forgetting, so says Caroline Mace, in order to come into Earth School. In order to why? Why did we drink from a river of forgetting? And why are we participating in a dream? We chose to enter into the dream of this life, this illusion called Earth School, in order to train our consciousness. All that we are is pure consciousness, pure, unlimited master consciousness that is capable of creating anything. We had to forget that truth, however, because our task of being here is to remember that truth. If we already knew it, we wouldn't need to be here, okay? We'd just be like, the great masters who are guiding us without being incarnated. But if we incarnated into Earth School, it's because we still have some more evolving to do, and Earth is our school. Earth is our training school. We do not come into Earth in order to remember or play with a whole bunch of limited human man-made beliefs. We don't have to do that. We think we have to do that because no one gives us another option. But we all are so obedient and so domesticated that even on our spiritual path, we are wanting to find a system of dogmatic belief that we can subscribe to in order to feel safe. And the movement of the planet seems to be something that people in this spiritual world are very, very fascinated with. And I have no problem with that. And I'm going to come back to that in a moment. But when we let anything tell us how we should be reacting to it, we have abdicated the truth of what we are, which is creator gods and goddesses. That we are pure, unlimited consciousness that are in Earth School, which is a dream. Remember, it's not true or real. It is simply a figment of our imagination, the collection of our beliefs, both individually and collectively, that we project into the dream and then react to as though they are real and solid and unchangeable. But none of that is true. So the uncompromising path of the priestess, the women that I train in the 3rd level and the women who go through the institute, is that we learn the truth, that we are priestesses of non-local intuition and non-local consciousness. We are not local, fixed, time and space Newtonian beings who have to abide by the Newtonian laws. We are quantum, and we subscribe to the Einsteinian idea of reality, which is that everything is but a vibration, including us, and that vibration is directed by consciousness, by thought alone. There is no way around that. That is the uncompromising truth. So if you want to pick up a crystal or look to where the moon is or put things in a particular space in your home in order to feel better about the world, then do that. But please do not think for 1 second that that can determine the quality of your life. The quality of your life is determined by your belief, aka your consciousness, and until you break free of the belief that the dream is anything other than a training ground for you, you will continue to live as a victim of reality, of other man-made ideals, rules, and systems that have nothing to do with the truth. And the truth is that only love is real, and love is, as Rumi tells us, not an emotion, but our very existence. So the fabric of our consciousness is love, is God, however you want to describe it. And we limit ourselves by borrowing other people's ideas of what reality is because it makes us feel safe. That's why we do it, okay? So everybody loves when Mercury retrograde comes around, because all those unmet subconscious fear programs that you've been running that keep you limited suddenly have an external cause, and you get to say it's because Mercury is retrograde. All right. Now, I have no doubt that from an electromagnetic point of view, the movement of the planets has an impact on our physiology. And I have no doubt that archetypally, that there are cycles that we all individually and cosmically move through. But none of that is the cause for things to go awry unless I am willing to believe and place my power in that belief. What I do know to be true is that my belief is greater than anything that's happening in my external reality. Why? Because the external reality is not real. So I can lay down all the crystal grids and I can do all the healing modalities and I can watch all the cycles of the planets, but I am simply moving furniture in a burning building. What is the answer? The answer is to get the frick out of the building. The building is on fire. The building, and that is what awakening is. The building is Earth School. And it is on fire. It is on fire because there's an urgency about us awakening our consciousness. We are not meant to make a home there inside of those limits, inside of those burning walls. We are here to rearrange our beliefs so dramatically that we come home to the truth of what we are, which is the creator of the dream. We are manufacturing the dream. We could all decide collectively if we wanted to, if we got organized enough, and even only 100 or 100,000 of us would need to, that Mercury retrograde signified something completely different, and that would make it so. Because the truth of it is not in the external object, i.e. the planet, it is in our belief about it. So this is an invitation today to walk the uncompromising path of the priestess. Even if you are not trained by me, it doesn't matter. I have many, many untrained priestesses who walk different paths. All paths lead back to God. All paths lead back to the truth. To recognize that you are here to learn to become a consciousness encoder, not a consciousness receiver. You are not here to passively react to whatever comes at you that has been manufactured by you subconsciously, but to awaken your consciousness. This is what consciousness raising is, to raise your consciousness from the unmet, subconscious, unknown level to the level of conscious thought, and then to hand it back to God so that you become one with what you are, which is infinite and unlimited. So I do feel very strongly about the ways in which we will use things like Mercury retrograde as a reason to sit inside a borrowed limit, to argue that it is, you know, it's not me, it's Mercury retrograde, or it's because that energy forecaster told me that stuff was going on, or a fucking portal was opening, excuse my language, I know children might be at home, or that because I didn't put my crystal grid out, or because I forgot to walk under the ladder 3 times, or whatever other superstition that you want to assign meaning to is the reason why your life is not optimized. The reason why your life is not optimized, and the ultimate optimization, by the way, is to remember that you are God, is because you are choosing to believe less of yourself than what you are. I do not train women to believe less of themselves than what they are. And I show them how to become that priestess of consciousness, that priestess of non-local intuition, because we are acausal, non-local, metaphysical, transpersonal, quantum beings. So please stop believing that this solid-looking reality is truth, because it is not. It is a necessary dream. We are meant to be in love with the dream, not expecting it to let us down, not just accepting whatever it throws at us, but to see it as a beautiful co-creative partnership, that we are manufacturing what we live in the dream because we know how to encode reality. That is our birthright. Everything that we are experiencing is us living our encoded consciousness. But as I said, because it's all sitting in our subconscious and we haven't taken the time to meet it, we do not realize the truth. So please don't let somebody else's forecast be what determines the quality of your life. Be aware of the cycles of the mother. Be aware of the movement of the planets. Be aware of all of that, because it is vital that we honor the cycles of our own nature. But please do not for 1 second mean that that gives you a right to be anything less than what you are, which is Father, Mother, God. You are everything. You are infinite and unlimited. Do not buy into anybody's borrowed ideas. Do not buy into the collective dream that we are victims, abandoned on an unkind planet in an empty cosmos. We are creating every single breath. And we're not just doing it for ourselves alone. We are doing it for the collective. Dream a better dream. Dream a better dream on behalf of all. Get out of the burning building. Wake up to the truth. Stop rearranging furniture in the burning building. Stop trying to aspire to get more crap in the burning building. It's all going to burn down anyway. And instead, set your compass towards awakening to the truth of what you are, which is God, Mother, Father, God, Goddess, whatever name you want to give it. That is what we are here to do, dear one. Our path is identical, but we will all walk differently towards that same truth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is my privilege to serve you. Please, please do not forget how powerful you are. Mwah. Have a beautiful day.